What if Tony Stark had killed Captain America? Dr. Doom's theory. During the past few days, different theories and rumors about the return of Steve Rogers have hit the internet. And after revealing that the next Avengers movie will be called Avengers Doom, many have already begun to speculate what this movie would be about. But what would you think if I told you that Dr. Doom could be the worst version of Tony Stark? One who destroyed the captain of the Avengers and took a very dark path. What happens when the hero of the story abandons all his values and decides to become the biggest threat in the multiverse? What happens when Tony Stark steals the powers of Thanos, Galactus and Silver Surfer? Will they be able to stop him? In this video, we'll be discussing the theory of Tony Stark, the fallen Avenger Into Darkness. And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Oasis Geek. The greatest hero of Marvel's shared universe was undoubtedly the least expected. A businessman initially hated by many, who in the end sacrificed himself and became the hero everyone needed. Tony Stark, a name that the 616 universe will forever remember as the hero who gave up his life for everyone. However, that may not be the story in the rest of the multiverse. Before we get into the theories of what the Avengers Dr. Doom movie might be about, let's talk about what we officially know so far about this movie. In 2024, Marvel Studios revealed that Avengers Doomsday will be one of the next major installments of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or MCU, with a release date scheduled for May 1st, 2026. This announcement confirmed that the Russo brothers would return as directors, following their success with Infinity War and Endgame. Shortly after the film's announcement, Marvel Studios confirmed that Robert Downey Jr. will return to the MCU.
How about that?
However, he will not be playing Tony Stark or Iron Man, but a new character, Victor Von Doom, the iconic villain Dr. Doom. This change marks a new direction in Downey's career within the franchise. Chris Evans is reportedly in negotiations to return to the MCU as Steve Rogers or Captain America. While his involvement has not been fully detailed, this news has generated speculation about how his character will fit into a movie, which seems to focus on Doom and his impact on the Avengers. Now this means that we have both Captain America and Iron Man potentially facing off in Avengers Dr. Doom. This brings us to the theory that brings us to today's video. In the past, the Avengers, after the implementation of the Sokovia Accords, split into two sides facing off in what became known as the Civil War. This conflict was not just a fight between heroes, but a direct confrontation between two leaders with completely opposite visions. Tony Stark, who supported government oversight, and Steve Rogers, who believed in the Avengers' freedom of decision and action. Tension quickly escalated, bringing the teams into a devastating fight at Leipzig Airport. It was there that we saw friends turned adversaries, each fighting for what they felt was right. But the most critical point of this confrontation came when Tony and Steve, the pillars of the Avengers, came face to face. In Civil War, Steve and Tony managed to solve their problems without losing their lives. However, the consequences of this fight were significant. One of the most shocking moments was when Bucky Barnes, Steve's lifelong friend, suffered the loss of his metal arm during the final battle at the Siberian facility. An attack that, if Captain America had received it, would have taken his life. The theory proposes that this Dr. Doom is actually a Tony Stark who took the life of Steve Rogers during the fight, and that he became Victor after changing his identity, as he no longer wished to be Tony Stark. He went from being one of the most loved and respected Avengers to transforming himself into a ruthless villain, willing to do whatever it took to face the threats that loomed over this universe. He abandoned Tony Stark's legacy, renounced his name, and adopted a new identity, Victor Von Doom, claiming the dreaded cape of Dr. Doom as a symbol of his dark purpose. In the 616 universe, Tony Stark heroically sacrificed himself by wearing the Infinity Gauntlet, saving humanity and leaving an indelible legacy as one of the most admired Avengers. However, in an alternate reality, things could have taken a completely different turn. Instead of sacrificing himself, Tony could have absorbed the immense powers of the Gauntlet, transforming himself into a cosmic entity of unimaginable scope. In this scenario, the Tony Stark who appears in Avengers Doom is not the hero we know, but an Avenger who fell into darkness. His ambition, combined with the power of the Gauntlet, would have led him to defeat Thanos, not to save the universe, but to impose his own vision of order. But his journey did not end there. According to this theory, Stark would also have absorbed the powers of cosmic entities such as Galactus and Silver Surfer, becoming an even more dangerous figure, with abilities that transcend human comprehension. This dark Tony Stark would have completely abandoned the values that defined him as a hero. Instead, he would have transformed into a version so ruthless that he would threaten not only his universe, but the stability of the entire multiverse. With virtually unlimited powers, his dominance could only be met by the most powerful Avengers from different realities, united in a desperate effort to stop his advance. If this version of Tony is truly the main villain of Avengers Doom, we are looking at a potential conflict that not only redefines his legacy, but raises questions about how absolute power can corrupt even the greatest heroes. Now, if indeed this Dr. Doom is a Tony Stark who ended Captain America's life, this would be shocking news for Spider-Man and for Steve Rogers himself. Both might at first view this Tony Stark with admiration and would trust his intentions. However, they would gradually realize that this is a Tony Stark who is completely off his path, with goals focused solely on acquiring power and destroying all universes that do not revolve around his own. The incursions of universes would be only Dr. Doom's first step in his attempt to conquer the multiverse. And with Kang the Conqueror seemingly out of the picture, the most powerful Avengers would have to face this new challenge. This situation raises a disturbing question. Is it possible that the greatest hero of all time could also become the most feared villain? But tell me, what do you think about all this? Are these announcements of Avengers Dr. Doom only hinting at a darker version of Tony Stark? Will we see the original Captain America facing an evil Tony Stark? Let me know what you think in the comments. And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You're on. The Oasis Geek.